Here we are, our fourth episode of the Chill Experience. And what we're going to talk about today, right out of the box, is the world of gift giving and receiving and how we feel about it. So Jill, I know we've talked about this, that you have very strong opinions about this whole world of gift giving, especially during December. But why don't you go ahead and just share with us what your thoughts are?
Well, I know in our last episode, I talked about the whole gift giving and it being the season and it's December. And for whatever reason, we give gifts now, be it Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever anyone is celebrating. I'm saying do it whenever you feel like doing. But to that point, so here's my thing about gifts. So when I was a manager, pre-retirement, right, as I am now, I actually created a survey for my employees. And it was in the spring or summertime because I was preparing for the season. So I took out a sheet of paper and I said, let's see, I want to know, do they like Starbucks or do they like Dunkin' Donuts? Do they like Kohl's or do they like Target? Do they like Steak and Shake or do they like Chick-fil-A? Do they
or
like
Lou Malnati's? Or chicken from Brown's.
Okay, but that's pizza. I did it so it was like coffee, pizza, that type of thing.
So like Giordano's and Lou Malnati's.
Correct. That would be a good example.
Okay, so I'm catching on.
I did my list. I sent it out to my employees, and I said, pick which one you like, because I may be the Starbucks person, but they may be the Dunkin' Donuts person.
That's true.
So giving them a Starbucks gift card, is not really a gift for them. So to my point about gift giving, why do people, family members do this, I find, just come over with some random gift because they feel they need to bring something?
Is that a regift maybe? Maybe they got a gift and they want to regift the gift.
I think in some cases, depending on the people, and we're probably thinking about the same people, that it's a regift. I'm not a red wine drinker. So someone bringing me red wine, I don't want red wine. And if people knew me or took the time to know me, they wouldn't give me red wine. I like white wine. I like a dry, crisp white wine. I like white spirits, vodka. I don't like all that other stuff. So bringing that to me is a waste of their money, and it's really not a gift. So I always say, as far as a gift, write me a nice card. I love a meaningful message. That to me is the best gift. I don't need any stuff or any things. Like a nice, well thought out, it doesn't have to even be long, but I like a nice, well thought out message. Maybe to say, hey, you helped me with this year, or I appreciate your time you took with me for this or that. That's more a meaningful gift than somebody going into maybe their liquor cabinet or wherever to say, here, I don't want this bottle of whatever. I'm bringing it to you.
Well, I don't know if you all noticed how quiet I was, but I was absorbing it, taking it in, and I think it's a subliminal message that I could work on my gift giving and maybe my love notes. Now, with that being said,
time out.
You didn't, well,
you are not who I'm referring to. You're a great gift giver.
I am a great gift giver, it turns out.
You are the best gift giver.
Okay, thank you.
You always get me something.
Do I write nice notes too?
And you write lovely notes.
Okay.
And you take time, because I know penmanship and writing is a thing from your childhood.
Yeah, I go back to my childhood.
That you have some, I think, embarrassment around your writing.
Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll write. Now, many of you ask, what is my notepad here in front of me for? It's really just a prop. There's nothing on here. But I think in one episode down the road, I will do some writing, and you can critique the writing and let me know if it's better or worse than your writing.
You know what? I don't think it's a question of better or worse.
Oh.
I like your writing.
You do?
It's your writing.
Oh, well, now that just gave me confidence. Maybe I should write more.
You know, I'm a big fan of cursive writing, handwriting.
Yes, which they don't teach in schools anymore.
Which they don't teach in school. But I love that our granddaughter knows how to write her name in cursive, and she embraces things that just because they're not taught, she's actually carrying on the tradition of cursive writing.
I love that. Back to the gift giving idea. I personally became addicted to gift giving in typically small ways. So, and again, there's certain gifts that I actually love to give and love to do, but part of the gift giving for me is different random gifts maybe having a prize closet. And Jill, I don't know if you remember me talking about my Uncle Bob. He was the old school sales guy that had a trunk full of toys and gifts that he would bring into his customers when he sold cleaning supplies. And I remember what it felt like as a child when he would give me a gift or give me $1 or a gold coin or something that he liked watching my expression and how it made me feel.
I had an Uncle Bobby that used to give us $2 bills.
And how did that feel?
It was great. It was a cool gift. He would come at Halloween a couple times and he brought us a pumpkin. And then when he would see us, he would give us $2 bills. I want you to go back to your gift giving, which we could be out random in a store. Somebody helps us. Somebody goes a little bit extra. Sometimes they just don't go a little extra. I think you're sensing that they need, I don't know, recognition or something. And what is it that you do? Because I love your gift idea.
What was that gift idea? I'm drawing a blank maybe on that gift idea.
The
gift cards. So years ago, it's crazy. But I had, as an example, someone that wouldn't talk to me. I would call, they wouldn't talk to me, they were mean to me, it didn't matter what it was. But I gave this person, I mailed them a $5 gift card from Starbucks for their birthday, and they called me up and they thanked me for this $5 gift card. And that was the catalyst to start carrying them in my pocket and giving them away.
And that's my point. If somebody wrote me a nice little note, somebody could be, again, a friend, a family, and anyone, right? Yeah. And if they felt like they had to do something, $5 Starbucks gift card, that gets me my drink.
Right.
And that's a nice gift. I think people get hung up on the price of things. Like if they're not spending X dollars, that it's not a quality gift or it's not a good gift.
Well, I think the gift could be something that's even $1. It could be an idea. It could be a book. It could be any number of things. As a matter of fact, because of the $5 gift card at Starbucks, I don't want to say it got old, but I stopped doing it. I have probably a pocket full, maybe 10 or 15 $5 bills in my pocket, and I now give those away like candy to people that I would say go a little bit above and beyond.
Right.
The example is when we're at a restaurant and you have that special server. Not the
busser.
Server. It's the busser. It's the chef. I know the other day
right.
We were at a restaurant and you gave the cooks some extra.
And
the smiles on their
bussers,
face
right?
was insane.
Right. And
the bussers
to chat with us and
then which we like because it's getting to know other people and their life stories and their histories, which is fascinating.
And it's valuing people, all people.
Correct.
Not just people at a certain, but all people, because we need people to do the jobs that they do. And I think people forget that. I think they elevate themselves to a level and look down their noses at people, and that's something we don't do. And I think that is one of our connectors, that we value all people.
Right, and then now that comes to kind of like our philanthropy spirit. As an example with Kesha, we did a video for them a couple weeks ago where they're going to be building out 100,000 square foot space for children with special needs and adults who
age out of the program and have nowhere else to go.
And it's a really incredible thing because part of what they do is they assimilate the kids that have the special needs with regular kids who then go through life realizing that not everybody is, I don't want to use the word perfect, but not everybody
has the abilities.
And everybody has issues.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everybody has issues. But we like to label people with stuff. And I'll tell you, like today, it's only Monday, and it feels like Thursday. And I wish it was Thursday because we'd be sitting in Aspen right now. We're pretty close to being there. Staying with
Aspen,
our kids.
Right.
Yeah. A gift that I got today from my sister Sherry. She sent me a picture of the baby and a picture of Justin, who we know Kesha is being named for Justin.
Right.
And it was exactly what I needed. So that to me is a gift, to get a picture, and it's a great picture of him. And the sweatshirt he's wearing says Portland Trailblazers, which is where our granddaughter and one of our sons live. So it was like the Portland, like the whole thing was just a perfectly timed. So that's my example of a gift. Sending that picture to me, and of course, a picture of the baby, that's a great gift. That's someone who's saying these important, like extremely important people to me, I'm sharing them with you.
Right. And there's so many different organizations out there that are either mental health related or disability related or medical related. Really, what we need to start doing, I think, is start adding and promoting, as we talked about, different charities that we could promote and that we could add to a list that we could add on to. Because, like as an example, I just think of charity as one person at a time. That there's people that come into my life that have, call it, they don't have confidence to move forward in their life. They have anxiety. They have a hard time getting up in the morning because they can't sleep at night. They have insomnia. There's a lot of stressors in this world. I just had lunch today with a couple of friends of mine who were talking about how, we're very fortunate,
Yep.
right? But there's people out there that are living not paycheck to paycheck, but they're living below paycheck to paycheck, and because of that, one of the big messes in the world is how they go through life, and I want to be there and be supportive of them. As a matter of fact, I'm part of the Strategic Coach. It's a coaching program that I'm very fond of, and a gentleman there said what he does once or twice a year is he created a program for young adults between the age of 18 and 30. He brings them together for a 4-hour workshop to learn how to live your best life.
Well, it's similar, actually. Let's think about that. You have been asked to be a speaker for different various organizations, businesses, etc. And I recall the last time you spoke, afterwards, 2 people came up to you with tears in their eyes. Because the things that you said, you talked about where you started and where you are today, gives people hope for their futures. Because a lot of people do. They feel desperate. They feel alone. They feel depressed. It is a very difficult world that we live in today, more so than ever. So when people can find hope and see somebody, that gives them that hope, I think that's another gift that we give.
And with these gifts, so one of the things that I did recently is I did a personality test on how I think and how I operate. In this particular case, it was called a Colby. And where I'm still learning the details of it, what I learned is that I'm a quick start. So I'll jump into a podcast, I'll jump into an auctioneer, I'll jump into being a speaker, I'll jump into any business or anything quickly. But when I decide to do something, one of my really strong suits is I follow through and I don't procrastinate.
Right.
And so the more we could get to know ourselves and what our capacities are, the more we could push ourselves. So in the podcast that I started listening to recently, one person said, and it resonated with me, is that when you get up to high dive, how many people go back down the stairs because they get up there and their head starts to think that it looks like it's pretty far down. And what he said basically was you need to just jump. And when you just jump, it's an exhilarating feeling and it's one more success.
Right.
And so I'm going to work on just jumping where I'm at a certain level in life and in my own self-confidence, but I want to do more. So as an example, when we're skiing, believe it or not, underneath this body is that of an athlete and a skier.
Black diamond skier.
A black diamond skier. So it's my goal again to now go up to the very top of the mountain and make a couple runs down the Black Hill, maybe doing small moguls that I could get through pretty fluently. But the idea is that I try to push myself. And the reason I do that is because it's really easy not to go up the mountain. It's actually really easy not to make the trip to Aspen. But part of my goal is family, community, laughter, playful memories, and we only have so many days and years ahead of us.
Well, that's funny because one of my meditations was talking about how many summers do you have? 80. Yeah. If you're really fortunate, you have 80 summers. And that's really not a lot. Now it takes a long time to get to those 80, but make the most of your summer. So we're going to make the most of our winter. And it's funny that when you were talking about jumping, in my head, I was saying, if he thinks I'm going on a black diamond, I'm not.
No.
But I've gone from the little hill to the blue. And that's a big deal for me.
It is a big deal.
Because I'm not skiing for anybody other than myself. I've come out of my comfort zone. It helps that I have, my crew with me telling me to traverse in pizza, like French fry pizza. But I'm not going to black diamond, and I'm okay with that.
And so we're going to all get to the place where we can. But one of the things that I want to remind everybody is we all have families, and where Jill and I, our family looks perfect and everything is great. There was a couple weeks ago where there was a family medical issue that we were addressing, and I just got a phone call from a friend of mine who said that his elderly mom might outlive him because he has stage 4. And stage 4 is a signal for it's bad, and he has hope and faith, but it's something now that all of a sudden it changed his way of thinking because he's in his 50s, and this was a little bit sudden for him. And so what I want everyone to recognize is that today, when you're healthy and you could live and you could do, that's wonderful, but our days are numbered, and that everybody has stuff, and that I really want everyone who follows us to know to be supportive and to be kind to everyone around, because everyone has stuff, and not everyone plays, at a 10 level.
Right.
Sometimes the best they could do is a 5 level or a 2 level, and I want to be supportive of that. There was a time when I went through school where I was a 2 level, and maybe I pushed myself to a 3, but I always had mentors and guides and parents that would help me and encourage me. And then one day, as we grow up and our brains develop, we then know that we could push ourselves further to get down the road and get to further places. So I'm just a huge advocate and supporter, I think, of the underdog, or the person that has a lot more room to grow.
Because you were that person.
Because I was that person.
Right. And now you're an example of what having support, because you didn't do it by yourself.
No.
It isn't like you just grew into this role to become who you are today, auctioneer, super dad, super spouse, super son-in-law,
Right.
super brother.
Well, there's a lot of things that I am that are good, but sometimes I'm in the doghouse. And no matter how good we are or how much we try and what a great gift giver we are, there's just sometimes we have faux pas. And, I recently had a faux pas, and I want you to know that I'm the first to say I'm sorry.
Should have done that 5 days ago.
And then things can move on, because I have a wife that understands that I'm a master at faux pas, and that my wife's a master at accepting apologies and moving on.
Right. And really, when a faux pas occurs, because I faux pas, not as much.
You're admitting that you faux pas?
Well, not as much as you do.
I'm a faux pas master.
But if I faux pas, then I know to say I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. Now, that's another whole topic you can get on. Like, if I did that, then, I apologize. I don't like that sorry. The real sorry is, wow, I blew it. I'm so sorry.
Now, when's the best time to do that? Is that a morning, I'm sorry? An afternoon on the phone, in person at night, between meals?
I think any time is the right time after you faux pas to say, I'm sorry.
Now, if I were to bring home some chocolate ice cream with that faux pas?
No, the chocolate ice cream is for you. I'm not a big chocolate ice cream.
I didn't know that. Well, you're not vanilla.
Oh, I'm definitely not vanilla.
So,
but,
and you're not strawberry.
Oh, God, no. I like the stuff on the ice cream. The ice cream can kind of sit, but I don't drink milk.
Oh, we don't drink milk.
So I don't really like ice cream. If the dessert comes and there's ice cream, I we'll go for the brownie, and everybody else can have the ice cream.
Right.
I don't really want the ice cream. So no, don't come home with a pint of ice cream.
So with the ice cream, I get that you pick around it and then pass it on. When you order a margarita pizza,
yes,
is that for you or is that for the table? Because that's another faux pas I had. My wife of 9 years, 3 months ordered a margarita pizza when I was at dinner with my oldest son, or one of my older sons. And when I was done eating the pizza, maybe 3/4 of it, she said, that was for me.
Well, because I got a salad for dinner and you got yourself a whole meal for dinner. So
Okay.
for someone who claims to be exercising and watching their caloric intake, why did you think you should eat the pizza and the chicken dinner?
Because I had a vodka soda before dinner, and it caused me to think that I could eat anything and still be a lower weight the next day.
I think it caused you to not think.
Okay. Well, liquor could do that. So I try to either stick at one or none. But in this case, I did. So what you're saying is that pizza was for you, but you were happy to share it with me
Of
because
course. And our son.
I kind of just, I don't ask.
Yeah.
I just dig in and
You know,
say,
here's what I have found. Maybe as I don't know if it's a female. Maybe it's a female thing because I'm thinking of the people in my life that have done this to me are males. I don't buy food and have to like scarf it up like the same day. And sharing, when I share, I share, but somehow the sharing doesn't go back the other way. I'm a good sharer.
you need to ask. Like, I'm not sharing my food. That's my food. I'm happy to give up a lot of the food or a piece of the food, but I'm not offering the food.
No.
You have to ask.
Well,
I think.
here, the meal comes, yours, mine.
Okay, we'll
right?
role play. We got
And
the
yours
meals.
is gone.
Quickly, I'm a
And
5-minute or less
you're
eater.
busy
staring at your food.
like the cartoon staring at my food. You did this at breakfast yesterday. You gonna finish that? You know I'm not gonna finish it.
Well, if you're not going to finish it, we can't send it back to the kitchen
well,
until
no
the
kidding.
plate
I
is
always
empty.
slide it over to you.
Now, thin people, by the way, I've noticed, don't eat it.
Correct.
But
But
I
you
want to
seem
talk
to
to more
talk
thin
about
people.
food and
I'm a
food
foodaholic.
and food a lot,
Definitely.
and you will say, "I'm doing this, 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 and this. So help me." So as I'm trying to help you,
That's
you're
true.
helping yourself to my food.
That's true.
And it's not that I'm being selfish, and I don't like to call you out in front of anybody, but you've asked me to do that. So when I did, you sort of jumped on me, you faux pas again.
I did faux pas
Wow.
because I didn't realize you were trying to help me mode. I thought that you were trying to very strongly encourage me to stop eating because I'm a little bit larger than you know that I want to be.
Right.
And that's about what I want to be, not what you want me to be.
Right.
But I'm definitely feeling larger than I want to be. But now I have to share with you that I have been in a really good cycle. My weight is coming down in anticipation of some pretty heavy duty skiing
Right.
coming up on Thursday. So no one actually will know this because the video is going to be coming out after we're back. But we are going to go skiing, and then we're going to go visit our granddaughter and son in Portland and have just an incredible time there exploring Portland. And if anyone wants to know what to do in Portland or you want to share, feel free to put that into the comments after you hit the subscribe button, because we are trying to get up to, I think, 300 to 400 subscribers in just a very short time, because we love subscribers.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
A topic that we're saving for the next video series is Jill drives me around because it turns out I'm not a very good driver. Now, I always thought that I was a good driver, and I haven't got a speeding ticket or a car accident in maybe over 25 years. But I do let her drive because she loves the control behind the car, and that's going to be for our next podcast.
Wow.
We're gonna bring that up and have a conversation around the fact that I love that she's able to drive and give me the space to be on my phone or to be preoccupied with anything other than
Driving
where we're going.
and focusing.
Yeah.
Because long before I've commented on your driving, I think your sons have commented on your driving, Magoo.
Yeah, people do not like it. The other thing is, going into the holiday season, I would recommend that everyone goes through their closet and pulls out all their white shirts that you don't wear anymore and donate them to people that might need a couple shirts
Just
or
white
socks.
shirts?
Well, I start with the white shirts because I feel like A, my stomach sticks out of them.
Oh.
B, they're somewhat stained sometimes,
Well, I'm not giving stained clothes away.
and I don't.
So
love-
don't suggest
Well, we
that.
bleach it. We give it away bleached,
Clean.
clean, because
If,
we're
if
big
it's
clean
got
freaks.
a stain on it, it's going in the garbage.
Okay, so
Or it could go to, I think, an animal shelter.
yes.
Like they take blankets and stuff like that. But we are not donating any kind of dingy or bad clothing.
I'm a big fan of donating clothes and jackets and things you don't
Right.
need. And so this is just kind of a reminder
It's a
that
good
feel
time
free to
and-
let
right.
your spouse drive, share your food, say you're sorry, love to eat ice cream, bring some home every time you have a chance, and just enjoy the season of giving and receiving.
So wow, what a wrap up, because I was almost going to say when you talked about the Colby test that you took, that you finish and you follow through.
Yes, I'm a big follow-through.
Which is not a characteristic of someone who's ADHD, but your whole wrap up just now was like completely ADHD. So I guess you're still ADHD.
Well, isn't it kind of funny, because when we get home or we're driving with someone, about 2 to 3 to 4 minutes before they get dropped off, I'm already telling them goodbye.
Just
and
like
I'm
my
taking
grandma
my
used to
seatbelt
do.
off, and
Just
I'm
like my
just
grandma
ready to
used
get
to
in
do.
the house.
It was like, we're miles away from your house. Why are you wrapping up? What's
And
with
they
the
rattle the
goodbye?
keychain,
She used to
remember
like,
that?
yeah, she had this little keychain that would click. I loved that sound.
So
It
yeah,
makes me think of her.
I wonder
But,
how many people do that actually.
well, I usually wait till I'm either at the person's door to say, well, goodbye. It was nice evening with you, or nice day with you. See you later. I'm not a couple miles down the road, but you do you and I'll do me.
And if we're going to do you and I'm going to do me, we're going to close out with what? This is the
Chill experience, and we are now going to chill out.
Thanks for tuning in.